I believe that most of us feel like we're failures because every time we set goals, we don't achieve them. And the main reason why sometimes we don't achieve our goals is because we let dogs that are behind a closed gate or on a leash stop us from achieving or pursuing the dreams and goals that we have for our lives, right? What am I talking about? I am Pulaa Montz, your inner voice magnified. So, for over a month now, I've been running and I've been cycling. And the one thing that I've noticed about dogs on the streets, in the homes where I pass by, is that the dogs that are behind a closed gate or on a leash bark the loudest, more than just the stray dog that you meet along the way, right? So stray dogs hardly ever bark at me, right? But the dogs that are inside their own yards behind a closed gate, they will bark the loudest. And at first, I would be a little bit shaken, right? Because every time you hear a dog bark, you just want to see where it is, how far is it from you, are you safe, right? So that's how I used to be. I would give it attention. But the more I kept running, the more I kept cycling, I started realizing, you know what? They're just barking because they are behind a closed gate. I've always met a stray dog or two. They've never ever barked at me. So I asked myself, how many times do we give attention to dogs that are behind closed gates and on a leash in terms of us pursuing our dreams and goals? What does that mean exactly? How many times have we given people attention who are sitting and doing nothing with their lives? The attention that ends up stopping us from doing what we had initially wanted to do with our lives. I've realized that as the dogs bark that are behind the gate, so do people who hardly do anything with their lives. When you try out something, they're the first ones to tell you you won't do it. They're the first ones that have a record of everything that can go wrong about, with whatever it is that you are trying. And the more attention you give to those kind of people, the more motivation or the less motivation you have for your dreams and goals, right? I've found in my journey that the people who maybe started businesses, the people who are doing something with their lives, successful people are always encouraging. They have never had any successful person discouraging me from doing what I said I wanted to do when I started the Pulaa Montz brand, right? Everyone who was doing something with their lives, they were in total support, especially people who were doing things that they truly love. People who are doing things that they enjoy were the first ones to give me support. People who've opened up businesses, people who are in careers that they truly love. And I found that people who were in careers because they chose those careers previously and now they know who they are, they know what they're supposed to do with their lives, but they are too scared, were the people who were screaming the loudest and telling me how things could go wrong, right? So basically projecting their own fears onto me, right? And the more I started understanding that people who actually go after their dreams are the ones who will encourage you, and people who are scared to go after their dreams are the ones who will show you all the records of people who have tried it and failed, or they will show you the records of everything that can go wrong. Are those people who themselves are scared of going after their dreams. The moment I realized that, the moment I started shutting my ears from people who were scared, from the dogs that were barking behind a closed door or behind a closed gate, because I realized those are people who actually wanted to do something with their lives, but they were too scared. They let fear keep them where they are. So I just wanted to find out from you, who are you listening to in this journey of success that you're on, right? You have been trying to do something, and every time you do something, you give attention to dogs that are barking, probably on a leash, right? People who are too scared themselves to go after what they want. Now you give those kind of people attention. And I know that, when you do something that you said you're going to do, when you achieve a goal, that gives you so much peace. The reason most of us don't have peace, it's because we are so disappointed in ourselves. When you can do better and you have the resources to do better, you are intelligent, you are resilient, you've got strength and energy to do everything that you want to do, but you are not doing it. That's when you lack peace, because every time you think about your life and where you could be at this point in time, you realize the missed opportunities of the past, and you start getting disappointed in yourself. And the more disappointed you get in yourself, the more peace you lack on the inside. But then probably the issue was not that you can't do what you said you wanted to do, but you gave attention to the wrong kind of people. You gave attention to people who were themselves on a leash, who are themselves behind closed gates. They are stuck, and because they are stuck because of fear, they want to project, or they keep projecting their fears on you, and you give them attention. But I realized that the minute I started shutting my ears from the people who are speaking fear into my life, and really listening, paying attention to those people who are telling me it is not going to be easy, but it is doable if you want to do it. The more energy I got, the more motivation I got, the more excited I got for my goals, and the more I started taking baby steps towards achieving the goals that I had set for my life. So, what kind of people are you listening to? Maybe right now you lack peace because you haven't achieved a lot that you could have achieved. Maybe 3 years ago you wanted to start a business, but you listened to people who were scared, and they eventually scared you too, and you stopped your dream. Isn't it about time you started listening to the voices that encourage you to be the best version of yourself? I tell you, the people who have started something or who are pursuing careers that they enjoy will never tell you about how difficult it is, so don't even start. They will share with you the difficulties of the journey, but they will tell you, if you don't give up, if you keep at it no matter what happens along the way, then you will get whatever it is that you put your mind at, or that you set your mind on, right? Those are the kind of people who've walked the journey, who've run the race. They know where it's difficult. They know the steep hills, and they know how to navigate these steep hills, and they know how it feels when now you're starting to go downhill, and how to, save up your energy even on those downhills so that you don't push your body too hard after a steep hill. They will give you guidelines of how to navigate your way through the difficulties, even though your situation might not be exactly the same as theirs, but the tips that you get from the one who speaks positive and the second one who speaks a positive message towards you, you will end up knowing how to navigate your own way without them leading you eventually. But in the beginning, learn to shut your ears from the dogs that are barking but are sitting in one place. Recognize that the people who are telling you it's too difficult, so don't start, it is because they themselves found out that their dreams were too difficult for them, so they didn't start. But when you hear somebody saying, start, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm saying if you keep at it and you don't give up, then you will make it. Then you must know that that is a kind of person who has walked the walk. So in order for you to find peace with yourself, learn to shut your ears from the dogs that are barking the loudest, because the ones that bark the loudest are the ones that wish they could have done something but failed to do it with their own lives. Choose who you listen to while you pumping yourself up to really listen to the calling that is in your spirit. You feel that you should be something. You should be doing something more than what you're doing right now with your life. If you know in your heart of hearts that you are in a wrong space, for example, you should be doing something else. Listen to people who've walked the walk, because those are the kind of people who will tell you that it's difficult, but will also tell you how to navigate the difficulties of trying to achieve something that maybe people around you have never achieved before. When you do that, I tell you, you will have peace in your spirit, because you will start achieving the goals that you've set for yourself. I know. I am living evidence. I'm not where I want to be, but really, if you look back at where I'm from, you will know that what I'm saying is nothing but the truth. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner peace and purpose coach.